I'm going to record it. And I am doing a waterfall page for my recipe book that I kind of designed on my own. And I wanted to do, because the way I did it, it was kind of simple, so I wanted to do a video of it. So I guess I will just proceed, because I don't think nobody's going to see me, which is good. Anyway, my pages are, I have one page that is, this is 8.5 by 11.5. And this page is 8 by 10.5. So I take the 8.5 by 11.5, and I'm going to score it. Put the long side across the top. I'm going to score a 1/2 inch down. So I score it 11, and then I'm going to score it a 1/2. And then I'm going to turn it to where the 8.5 goes across the top. Nope, I didn't get this quite right. I'm going to score it at 8. I cut crooked. Okay, so 8.5 by 11.5. And then on the other one, we're not going to score it at all. Then, so I know which side is which, I go ahead and I put my score tape on. This is the outside of my page, because you always fold towards the bump. So there is that. And then, okay, so once I do that, that tells me that's the outside of my page. So I'm going to flip it over, this to be the inside, and I'm going to draw a line up. I'm going to go up 5, let's see, I'm going to go up 5 1/8, make a mark, 5 1/8, make a mark, and then I'm going to draw this all the way across. Okay, so this is 8.5. So 1/2 of 8.5 is 4 1/4. So with my Tim Holtz ruler, I go over to 8 1/4, up just a little bit, but go 8 1/4. And then I'm going to come down here and mark it at 6 1/4, 3 1/8 here, and 3 1/8 over here. So that gives me a total of 6 1/4, which is how big my cards are. And then I'm going to go up here again and do the same thing. So I'm going to go to 3 1/4 up here, and I'm going to go to 3 1/4 here, and then I'm going to draw my line a little bit past my first line. Now again, this is the inside of my page, so none of this is going to show anyway. Okay, then on the outside, this is the outside, I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to go up 5 1/8 here. I'm going to go up 5 1/8 here. I'm just going to mark this across. And then, just so I know where to put some score tape or glue, whichever, this ruler is I'm going to go to the 1 inch mark on this ruler, and I'm going to draw a line, 1 inch, draw a line. You just don't want to draw it all the way across, because then when you put your pattern paper on, it won't inset properly. Okay, so you're just going to go like this all the way up to the top, and this is 4. There's my marks, and all it's for me is to just know where to put. I'm putting some 3/4 inch or 1 inch score tape in here, so that when I cut my lines that hold my recipe cards in it, my paper will stick in between the cuts. So once I get these taped up like this, oops, And then I will go ahead and I will put a couple pieces down here just to hold it. Now you can also put glue in there when you get ready to do it if that's what you choose to do. Okay. And then on the back side is where I'm going to cut it. So then I'm going to take my other cutter. I always say all your tools have a purpose. I'm going to take, and this line that I did was 5 1/8 from the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to put this at 5 1/8, and I'm just going to cut between those lines. Oops, nope, I take that back. I'm not going to do that yet. This is what I need to do first. I need to take this, and I need a piece of my pattern paper that's going to go on the page. I already have one cut here. This is cut. This is 7 7/8 by 10 3/8. It's just, I just barely want the white to show in there. So on the side where I put the tape, I'm going to peel off one piece on here, and I usually take the piece that goes my tape runs the whole length. I just peel off one to begin with, and I'm going to take this, and by taking off only the one, I can move it around and get it right to where I want it, so that all I see are the little bit on the outside there. So I can stick that down, then I can peel the rest of this off. Okay, so I'm going to peel these. These are all going to peel off as well. Okay, get off there. Okay, come on. Oh, I know what happened. I got down in there too far. That's okay. Usually I tape a small end, not a long end. And this is a long end. Okay, so then I'm going to pull this tape off of here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this down. So there's my background paper, okay? Then I get my other cutter out, this cutter, and I turn this over where the lines are, and I put it at 5 1/8. And again, this little titty on the blade tells you where the center is. So I'm going to cut all the way across to that end, and then I'm going to do it in 1-inch increments. I'm going to go to 6 1/8. And I'm going to go to 7 1/8. And I'm going to go to 8 1/8. And I'm going to go to 9 1/8. And I'm going to go to 10 1/8. And this will be my last one. These are the slots that I put my recipe folders through. Okay. So then I take, and I think I have recipe folders already pretty much done up here somewhere. Maybe not. I had some. I don't know where I put them. Well, I'll just make some to show you anyway. Each side takes 6 recipe folders. So what I've done is I take this cutter, and I can get 4 out of a sheet when it's cut properly. So I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to put it at 5 1/8. So I go to 5 1/8 here, and I drag this down on here to where it goes to 6 1/2. Okay, and then I just turn it, and then I cut 5 1/8 until I intersect with that one, and cut that out, and it becomes really simple. Then you go over again 5 1/8, cut this, and then you go 5 1/8, cut this, and then you go 5 1/8 and cut off that little piece, and that gives you, that's how you can get 4 folders out of your piece of 12 by 12 paper. And then I go out here and I cut them to 6 1/4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then, and I'll just use this to score it with, then I take and I turn it and I score this at 1/2 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to go ahead and do some more because I need more just to finish the one side of the page. Okay, so again, I'm going to go up here to 5 1/8, and I'm going to cut down on here to where it says 6 1/2, and then I'm going to go back out here to 5 1/8, and I'm just going to come down to where I just lightly touch that, and then it's easy. Then you just keep turning it. You go to 5 1/8, and I learned this through Catherine Krieger, and I just love it. Keeps me from wasting a lot of paper unnecessarily. 5 1/8. Okay, so now we have those, and this is technically, out of all that, to get 4 of those sheets out of here, that's all the waste you end up with. Okay, and then I'm going to go to 6 1/4, 6 1/4, 6 1/4, 6 1/4, turn this sideways, and score. Okay, so I've got all those done. Then I get my punch board, my envelope punch board, and I make the rest of them. So see, there's my waste from 2 sheets of paper. There's what waste I have left after cutting out the thingies. Okay, so with the score line across the bottom, then I take first tab, I put it in at 2 1/8 and punch those. The second one, I put it in at 2, and I flip it over and I do 2 again. And the next one, I put in at 2 1/8. Oops. So there's a set of 3. And then again, I go to 2 1/8. And then I go at 2 here and 2 here. And then I go to 2 1/8 again. Which means there's that. So there's my 6 folders for one side. Okay. So then, with the punch board, that little dip is 3/8 of an inch. This little dip is 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to put this on my cutter at 3/8 of an inch, and I'm just going to cut up. Ta-da! And then it comes off. So there's 1 on this one. I'm going to go 3/8, cut down there, and cut down there. And then the next one is an end one again, so it's going to go 3/8 up that way. So then we have to cut the next set. There's a 3/8 that way. Here's 3/8 there, 3/8 there. And then here is, oops, 3/8 there. That one kind of got off a little bit. There. Okay, so there's my 6 cards. Those are my 6 cards. So then I'm going to take and I'm going to put my tape on the bumpy side. Where'd you go, tape? There you are. I'm going to put the tape on the bumpy side of my score lines. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. And it's a good time too, before you go any further, to go ahead and burnish these down. Oh, those extra ones. Okay. Then I'm going to take and cut these at an angle. And I cut them all at once. I'm known to do my things on an assembly line type situation. Now on the last one I did, I rounded the corners. I rounded these corners out here. Well, it made it really hard to make the clear photo corners fit because of the rounded corner. So I'm not going to do that to this one. I am just going to cut these off. Okay, so that's all cut off. So then I am going to fold these against the bump so that your score tape is underneath against the bump. And I also put them the way they need to go so that I have them all set. And I'm going to put that one, and then this one. Now these kind of go backwards in a way because I start putting them at the top of the page. Or this is the bottom of the page. No, this is the top of the page. Because this will be the back, the top. Either way, it really doesn't matter. So what you do is you take the top one and I just stick it down inside that groove that's open. I don't even pull the tape off yet. I take the next one and I put it down inside there the same way. You just want to make sure that when you do it down here, and I know my camera's not the best, so I can't zoom in and out because mine doesn't work. I need a better camera than what I got. Anyway, so you go ahead and you get all 6 of them put in this way. Without pulling any tape. Okay, and then I lay them down because this is where you can make sure that they are all lined up. If something needs to be moved over to make them all line up good. You make sure all of those are the same, and then I take a couple big paper clips, and I will put a clip on there because it will hold it. And I see that's moved over a little bit, so I can move that one. And it will help hold them in place. So if I got that one there, and then I can move this one over. Okay, I've done something screwy here. Oh, that one came out, that's why. It's a good way, though, to be able to move them before you actually stick them down. Okay, there. And then put the clip up here, because this clip actually helps them hold down in place. Okay, so there. So now you're all down in there. They're all down where they need to be. Maybe not this one, let's see. Okay, so there. So everything is lined up. And nothing is stuck down, see? It's all loose over here. So then, I take and I use my knife just to peel it. But because everything is in position where it's supposed to be back there, nothing moves. Nothing moves. Stick them all down. Okay, there, see? Now it's all down. They're all stuck. And they're all down. And then at this point, then I turn it over and I go ahead and I cut my corners this way. I cut my corner this way. And then I go ahead and fold. Whoops. I'm going to fold this back. And I'm going to fold this back. Okay. Okay, so there's that one. That's one side of your page. So then on the next one, we have 8 by 10 again. We have this one is 8 by 10. So I'll just use this as the back. On this one, we go up 4, what's this one, 4 5/8? Yeah, 4 5/8. So I go up 4 5/8, and I'm kind of going to do the same thing, but just up 4 5/8 instead of the other one we had to allow for the folds. Draw a line across here. Now this is only 8 inches wide, so you're going to just make this, you're going to center this ruler 2 inches, 10 inches, and you're going to go 3 1/8, 3 1/8. You're going to go up here and do the same thing. 3 1/8, 3 1/8. And again, you're going to draw your line past that so that you have a mark to work off of. Okay. Then we're going to do the same thing on the front because we need to know where to put our tape. So we got 4 5/8 there. 4 5/8 there. Okay, and then again we're going to go every inch. And we really don't care whether they all line up side to side or not. We just want to make sure it's somewhat even so that we have a place to put our tape. And again, we're going to go this way. like I said, the whole purpose of this is so that when you cut from the other side, when you get your lines cut in here, like we did here, this paper is held down with the tape. That's what this whole thing is all about. And then I'm going to put, we'll go this direction this time. Because usually when I put my paper on, I usually start out doing it with a end. And I don't have, let's see, I don't have another piece cut. So let me find, I only have a couple sheets of this stuff left. Let's use this. Okay, so we will take, this is all I got left of the big sheets. Let's use this one. Let's use this one, and we will cut this at 7 7/8. I kind of like to cut this way with this one. So we want 7 7/8. 7 by 10 3/8. Okay, those are scraps. Okay. And then I'm just going to take this one, and I am going to go across an end, a small end, like I normally would do. So I'm going to put this across here. Kind of nice about this is because your pattern will literally run all the way up the page, and the only thing dividing it is your recipe goodies. Okay, so I've done those. So now I'm going to take, which I didn't do last time, part of the reason I had a hard time getting the paper off. You really need to burnish down your score tape, miracle tape, whatever you're using. Okay. Now, here's where the only thing you have to think about. My book has, this book here that I did has got, can't see the top of the camera, can I? No. So this book here has got pages that flip down this way, and then pages that flip up this way, and that's so that the magnets don't intercede with each other. So I'm thinking the next one that I did, I want to have one side flip one way and one side flip the other way. So this page I'm working on here, this one here, is going to be the back to this one. Now this end that's open is where the hinge is going to go. So technically this page is going to go like this. So this can go upside down this way, which means you need to put your paper on upside down. So instead of me, that way when I flip the page it's right, but these will flip up and these will flip down. And again, my magnets will not work against each other, and then my next page will be the same way, so that the magnets won't work against each other. So this being the outside of my page, where my stuff is at, okay, so this is the technically the front side. It's going to go this way. I'm going to flip the page this way, and I want these to go this way so that they flip down, which means this has to go on up like it's going on upside down. So I will take this off, and then I will center this on here. Stick the top down, lift this up. Now you'll see it it'll pull off a lot easier. Come on. What did I do? Got it down there too far. There. Okay. And then pull off the tape off these. And then smooth it down. There. Okay, and see, this is going to kind of be the opposite way. So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to, on the back, because that's all taped down. So then I'm going to start here. This is going to start at 4 5/8. And I'm going to do the scoring in between there. And then we do it again every inch. So 4 5/8, 5 5/8. And then I'm going to go to 6 5/8. And then I'm going to 7 5/8. And then I'm going to 8 5/8. And then I'm going to 9 5/8. Okay, so that takes care of all those. Then again, we have to have our folders. So let me do another page. It technically takes 3 12 by 12 sheets to make 12 folders, 6 on each side. Okay, so again, I'm going to go to 5 1/8, and I'm going to pull this down to 6 1/2, and I'm going to rotate it 5 1/8. I'm just going to go down just to where I meet that, and then I'm going to go 5 1/8. 5 1/8, and then the last 5 1/8. Okay, and then we're going to cut them again at 6 1/4. Okay, and then we're going to turn them this way. We're going to score them at 1/2 inch. That's our fold. Okay, that's our fold. Then we're going to grab our punch board. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. I got 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we do. Okay, so then again, a 2 1/8, and then I always go do that the corner because to make it look right. Okay, and then I do 2 and 2, and then I do 2 1/8, another 2 1/8, and then a 2 2, and then I want a 2 1/8. Okay. Get rid of this, bring back this, and then remember 3/8 of an inch, takes that off. So there's 1, and this one is 3/8. To get rid of both of those, so we have 3/8, 3/8. We have a 3/8. We have a 3/8. Let's see, so this one. Okay, and this one goes here. Three-eighths. And the last one, 3/8. Okay. Then, we're going to flip, I'm going to flip these over and I'm going to put tape on my, on the bump side of the fold to go down inside the okay, so there's those. I'm gonna do a quick burnish. Okay. All right, so there and there. Okay, now we're going to, again, we're going to trim an angle like that. Just a little one on both sides from the score line down. There. Okay. Fold them against the bump. So there's all those. So now we're going to take this one, because, but they're still going to go on the same way. You're just going to look like you're doing it upside down. Okay, so this one is going to go on here, because then when you put it on your other page, when you attach it, it's going to unfold in front of you this way. So you want it upside down for a one-way design. Again, we're just going to slip all these into the little openings we made with our cutter. Nice thing about this is that the picture will go all the way up, with the exception of the folder in the middle of it, separating the parts of the picture. There. Okay, again, hold it down, make sure they all line up like they need to. It's one easy way to make sure that they fit right. Oops. Okay. There we are. They really line up fairly easy. Take our paper clips. Come on. And stick it. You can even move them down if you want, down inside here, so that it grips a little bit better on them and holds them all where they need to be. Okay, let's put this up above, right up there. Make sure And if at all you're not uncomfortable with it, you know what? Just take another paper clip down here and put it on. And put it on down here as well, just so that everything is held in place. So there, everything is lined up. Flip it over. And again, just take and peel. There's that. There's that. Okay, so there's those. You can undo these guys. So there's your top. And everything just folds nice and neat like it's supposed to. Then, so what I do, because this is the outside edge that's not going to be, the other side is for your binding. So this I kind of clip to help hold this in place a little bit. And then this one I figure out, okay, this goes on here like this. So then I will put a couple clips on this side too, so that these will stay kind of tamed a little bit. And then I peel off the top, just the top. And I go ahead and I put this on. I get the top there. Okay, all the way across the top. So there's the top. So it opens up like this. Okay, then I take my glue, let it run down a little bit, and I will put glue on this page. I will put them on each one of these little flaps where your folders are hooked to. I will put a little bit of glue on each one of those so that when you fold it, they stick together. But don't go outside this line out here because your hinge has to have room to go in. So I'm going to go, if this is going to work. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. It's almost empty. So I'll put some glue here, 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 and then I'll just go down here and kind of finish this way. Doesn't even hurt to put a little bit up there. Okay. So, and that's just to make the score tape go further. If you got plenty of score tape, by all means, make it work. Okay, and then I'm going to peel this off. And I'm going to peel the bottom off. And then I'm going to fold this over. And I usually will take my bottom, these here, I just tap them together to make sure that they're going to line up like they're supposed to, like that. And then just kind of there. So there you have this, and you have this, and you have this. So there's your opening for your hinge. So I pull those out. And then what I do is I move these down. And I want this to smooth together. And then I come down here and I smooth this. And I smooth this. And I smooth this. And I smooth this. And this. Okay, and then that keeps them. So there you have one side of it. And if you're, if you don't have a one-way pattern on it, then you can reverse it the other way. But this way, this one will go this way. So this will be the front side because here's your opening. And that's about all it is. It gives you just enough to get your hinge up inside there, whatever kind of hinge you want to put on it. So there is that. And then I'll just put a paper clip in there and make sure it catches all of them. There you go. There. So then you have it. Then when you get ready to I'm going to put one of these over here just because. Then I take like a 6-inch strip here. Let's see, this is upside down, right? Right, this goes this way. You always have to be careful in the book, or it go upside down. So this one will go this way. So this hinge will go up here and fold down. And then you can do one of two things. You can plan ahead and put this in before you actually stick this down. Or I put them in and secure them down, and then I take a recipe card and I mount over the top of it. A lot of times I will like put this here, and I will find the same pattern and I will put right over the top of it, so you don't even really notice that I've done that. And then it comes down and your other magnet goes on the first one. On this one over here, I put one here, and then I put a pocket over the top of it. So that's what I did. Now let's see if this thing worked by any chance.